good, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back. What's up? So how you guys doing? How you guys doing? Happy Tuesday. We're back. Top 10 moments of Mika Hakkinen. So like Hakkinen, like Kimi Hakkinen, but it's Mika Hakkinen. Mika Hakkinen Brilliance. I like that. Yeah. Mika Hakkinen. Shout out to sub who did recommend this. Trying to catch up, like I said, you guys have said a lot of like potential recommendations. Like I tell you guys all the time, I don't care if you guys really spam, each video, tell me to react. Like I said, I'm trying to get through all of them. Like I said, you guys love and support me. These videos have been top notch, absolutely amazing. Shout out to you guys for watching the videos, liking, subbing, all that. Let's go and get started with the video. Let's go ahead and get started with Mika Hakkinen.
Making your mark in Formula One is incredibly difficult, especially when you're up against a three-time world champion teammate. But for Mika Hakkinen, in his debut for McLaren...
Mika Hakkinen. Oh, so I was close. Okay, I was close. I said Mika. It's Mika. Mika Hakkinen. Okay, so I was close. Respect.
Such issues didn't seem to faze him. The 1993 Portuguese Grand Prix
so he racing nice as well. And plus he was teammates with Senna. That's a dynamic duo.
He took the fight straight to Ayrton Senna in a big way.
Ayrton Senna. Him and Senna's teammates, boy, what? That's a dynamic duo.
0.048 seconds.
Schumacher.
Quickly showing he was going to be no pushover.
Mika, that is one fantastic return. You must be.
So I was right. Mika.
Yeah, I'm pleased.
He's probably Finnish, I think. He's from Finland, I think.
In what way?
To be first.
Starting from the second row, Mika would eventually crash out of the race, but not before taking the fight to Williams' Alain Prost from the start line and dueling with Ferrari's Jean Alesi into turn one. It was a major wake-up call for Ayrton Senna and a real statement of intent from the Flying Finn.
I was right. He's from Finland. Hey, man. Hey, what can I say?
In his sixth season with McLaren and fighting for the championship for a second time, Hakkinen lined up in pole position for the 1999 Austrian Grand Prix and shot away at lights out. However, racing's capital sin loomed over him at turn two when teammate David Coulthard dived down the inside of the championship leader.
Mika Hakkinen is off the track, nudged together with David Coulthard, who he's going to have to storm his way through the field.
What came next was a drive worthy of a reigning champion. He elbowed his way through, picking off car after car, climbing up 19 places to sweep past Rubens Barrichello to come home in a thrilling third.
Overtaking again other cars, racing against other drivers was again very enjoyable. It made the racing extremely interesting for me.
After that race, just 2 points separated Mika from Ferrari's Eddie Irvine as the run to the end of the season kicked off.
That's impressive.
His drive demonstrating
that's
that the
impressive.
Finn wasn't one to give up easily.
Yeah, like that. He has the heart
the
of the warrior, baby.
San Marino Grand Prix was
that's
only
impressive. 19
third
spots he
Formula
caught
One race. Dark rain clouds had gathered, and rain was falling heavily as the field made their way around the circuit on their warm-up lap. So tricky were the conditions that even seasoned veterans Alain Prost and Riccardo Patrese lost control of their cars. The former
my man is gliding, slip and slide.
As for the young Finn, lining up in 25th position, just keeping the car on the road in the slipperiest of conditions was tough. As the sun came out and the track started to dry, driver after driver made mistakes. All the while Hakkinen kept focused and, most importantly, kept on the track. As the race came to a close, both he and teammate Julian Bailey had worked their way up into the top 10. Snatching 2 points in only his third race in Formula One under such conditions was a great achievement, albeit 3 laps.
Again, I don't understand why they race in those conditions. Like, I think I'm talking from like a fan, point of view. What's the point of racing that if you're just gonna see driver after driver after driver just continuously just get taken out? Like, do you think I want to see Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen both freaking spinning out because it's raining hard as shit in like freaking lap 10? No, I ain't trying to see that.
Down.
But I mean, I guess F1 doesn't care.
It was first time for me.
F1 don't care.
Racing in a wet condition, F1. It was unbelievable. You couldn't see absolutely anything. Even to the next car in front of you have a red light, you couldn't see that.
Hakkinen.
Hakkinen's second race for McLaren was perhaps more impressive than his first. Although pipped into third place in qualifying, Senna beating him by just 0.03 seconds, it would be a weekend that demonstrated the Finn's cool head and ability to see the bigger picture with an assured and faultless drive. Keeping out of trouble, Hakkinen allowed the two old foes to head off into the lead and battle.
Cross gets it sideways. Senna is right up alongside him, and sure enough, Senna has taken the lead. Prost is second. Mika Hakkinen is third.
The Finn remained focused on getting the job done for McLaren, but bringing his MP4-8 home in one piece wasn't enough. Despite the treacherous conditions, Mika took the first podium of his career and proved that he was a driver who could be relied upon to deliver.
Congrats.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels really nice, you know. I wasn't pushing at all. And it wasn't point to push too hard and take
He's a good guy, it seems
I
like.
think it's a very good start for him and a very good way to finish for me.
As championship leader, Mika Hakkinen went into the 1998 Monaco Grand Prix with high expectations. A three-time race winner so far that season, the Finn was flying in his McLaren MP4-13. A peerless performance saw him take pole position by 0.339 from teammate David Coulthard. On race day, he stormed off into the lead after a perfect start that he wouldn't waste. A pole to flag victory that included both the fastest lap and fastest pit stop. Not a wheel was out of place. He took victory by over 11 seconds, and a delighted Hakkinen celebrated in style after taking the second Grand Chelem of his career.
Winning Monte Carlo is always a dream, always has been a dream. I think it's most of the Grand Prix drivers.
Bro, I know that's so hard to do. I know that's so hard to do. Like, starting from the pole position, starting first in the pole, start P1 in the pole, and so like, and still win the race. That's, I mean, 'cause you got like hella people behind you who are trying to catch up to you and all that. You got caution flags, the car may fuck up. But for him to, for him to do that, and the drivers just in general, I always think that's very, very impressive. It's hard to do.
Something very special for them, and this now happened to me,
crap.
and it just.
I mean, Lewis did it. Lewis almost every lap.
10 points for both himself and
this past
McLaren
weekend
would help take the Finn on to his first Formula One title and help his team secure the Constructors' Trophy. Hakkinen arrived at the 1995 Australian Grand Prix in Adelaide expecting to fight for the win, but a horrific crash in qualifying left him fighting for his life. A left rear puncture on his MP4-10C caused him to lose control, hit a curb, and was flung into the air before smashing into the barriers at over 120 miles an hour. Unresponsive with a fractured skull and blocked airways, trackside medics had to perform an emergency tracheotomy to keep him alive. In a coma for a few days and in hospital for over 5 weeks, the young Finn battled to recover. This makes his return to racing at the 1996 Australian Grand Prix at Melbourne
Holy
all the more
shit.
impressive. Lining up on the third row of the grid, Hakkinen would go on to show he'd lost none of his talent, finishing the race in a fabulous 5th place.
I didn't feel scared, or I didn't feel I want to quit or anything. I think accident like that does make you more, maybe stronger inside the end of the day.
Yeah. Some people, God.
The 1998 Formula One World Drivers' Championship went down to the wire, with Mika Hakkinen and Michael Schumacher both vying for top honours. Tensions were high on Saturday when Schumacher struck the first blow, taking pole position. On race day, as the grid lined up to start, Jarno Trulli stalled, causing an aborted start.
And it's go! Yellow flag, and the driver's stalled on the line, aborted start. All that tension.
Amazingly, second time around, it was Michael who stalled, and he was forced to start from the back of the field. Effectively, Hakkinen now lined up in pole position. Leading into the first corner, the Finn stayed calm and looked assured. Pitting on lap 18, Hakkinen re-emerged still in first place, but Schumacher was storming up the field, having made up 18 places already.
Golly.
Incredibly, a puncture and the resulting bodywork damage forced Michael out of the race.
Damn, he's had a very unlucky race. He had a very unlucky race.
But as Mika rounded turn 2, he could see the stranded Ferrari and knew he had won. A fabulous victory meant Mika had become Finland's second Formula One world champion, and McLaren had taken their first constructors title since 1991. The Finns'
Michael
emotions
just looking at
were
him.
plain to see.
I don't know where to start to tell my feelings. Since starting Formula One 1991, it has been a fight every year.
Hey, congrats.
The penultimate round of the
Hey,
2001
US.
season was held at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, a track Hakkinen rated highly, and it was one he wanted to conquer. He secured a front row start alongside his rival Michael Schumacher, but a mistake in the warm-up session left him with a damaged car and a penalty which dropped him from second to fourth on the grid.
Do you feel the punishment fits the crime?
Not at all.
Thanks, Ron.
Thanks,
In the
Rob.
race, a clever strategy
Thanks, Rob.
battle played out at the front, with first place being traded between the leading drivers: Schumacher, Juan Pablo Montoya, and Rubens Barrichello. Choosing to go long and stay out, Hakkinen bided his time,
Rubens
caring for his
Barrichello.
tyres
We
and
heard that
pushing
name.
through, eventually pitting on lap 46. He emerged in second place behind Barrichello and was soon chasing him down. Luck was on his side when the Brazilian's V10 blew up in spectacular fashion, gifting the lead to the Finn. A
Just
jubilant
unlucky,
Mika
that's
went on
twice.
to win the race and take the final
First
victory of
Michael's
his career
puncture blowing
just
out,
2 days
then Buddy
his 33rd
Barrichello's car. Golly. Hey, you got
The
you
climax
blessed.
of the 1999 season
Luck has to go
was
your
once
way.
again held at Suzuka.
He loves
and
Japan.
was once again a battle between McLaren and Ferrari. But this time, Mika was fighting for the title against Eddie Irvine.
Eddie
Mika
Irvine.
needed the win to be assured of his second world championship, and he was on magnificent form. The defending champion sprinted down to turn 1, taking control of the race immediately. Consistently lapping half a second faster than those behind him, he edged further into the lead, only ceding first place during the pit stop shuffle. The Flying Finn emerged from his final stop to romp home to victory. It was the day that Hakkinen established himself as a legend of the sport, never cracking under the immense pressure.
Yeah.
Immediately realized I had advantage for Michael. Only what I had to do is to keep this position. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
The most iconic overtake of the Hakkinen-Schumacher rivalry came at the 2000 Belgian Grand Prix. The Finn led the championship by 2 points, having stolen a march on the German at the previous race in Hungary. A commanding drive from Hakkinen saw him leading the race by almost 10 seconds after 4 laps.
God.
But disaster struck on lap 13, when an uncharacteristic and costly spin handed Schumacher the advantage.
Oh no.
Hakkinen, Mika Hakkinen running off the circuit. Michael
Oh my
Schumacher leads
gosh.
the Belgian Grand Prix. Oh, there he is, and there in the background is Mika Hakkinen. This is a terrific development.
Hakkinen went off in chase, slowly reeling in his rival. Hakkinen put Schumacher under immense pressure, both brushing the limits of the challenging Spa-Francorchamps. The German was merciless, this bold defence pushing the Finn onto the grass at 300 kilometers an hour. But Mika was undeterred.
Look at the
With 3 laps
defense
to go,
by
the
Michael
pair were
though.
still intensely battling.
Look at the
when they came
defense.
upon backmarker Ricardo Zonta, who offered an opportunity. Steaming up through the Kemmel Straight, Michael went left, and Mika shot right.
Can he do it? Yes, he's done it. A brilliant move there. And Hakkinen
That's a hell of a
takes the
move.
lead.
The extraordinary, breathtaking move handed the lead back to Hakkinen and proved that daring and unconventional driving was all part of the Finn's repertoire. He breezed through to the finish line to extend his championship lead over his great rival. A move that Hakkinen summed up perfectly in his post-race interview.
It was a great overtaking maneuver and I loved it. I'm not sure if the Michael did.
Hey, I like him. I big fan of Hakkinen. I like him. I like him. It seemed like he was getting the upper hand over Michael though. We seen Michael Schumacher. You know, obviously he had that unfortunate injury, but Mika, you know, coming out from that fractured skull, you know, he was in a coma. He was out for like what 5-6 weeks, something like that. For him to come back, still be a great driver after that. That last turn, man, that last overtake, oh man, that was sexy. That was sexy. That was sexy. But anyway, you guys don't be like a subcontinent, but you guys thoughts and reactions. I will. See you guys later.